Hi there, I'm Matt from the Underground Cookery School, and today I'm going to do a video cookery lesson for you. I'm going to do a grilled aubergine, or griddled aubergine, which we're going to stuff with red pepper, goat's cheese and rocket. The first thing we need to do is cook off the red pepper, and the best way of doing that is if you just rub a little bit of olive oil into the pepper. That can then go, let me grab my cloth because my hands are covered in olive oil. That can now go straight into the oven like that, and we're going to cook that off for about 25 minutes. So when we come back, that pepper's going to be perfectly cooked. Well, as if by magic, or editing I should say, that red pepper has now been cooked all the way through. It's one of the few things in life that you can actually burn and it doesn't matter. I'm going to stick that in a bowl, and what we're going to do is just cover that up with a bit of cling film for the next couple of minutes. The idea behind this is we're going to sweat the skin off, and then we're just going to be left with the flesh for the red pepper. The other thing I wanted to get was a grill for the griddle. You'll see why in a minute. What I'm going to do is just take, we're going to take a few of these. Well, we're only going to cook two. There we go. I prefer these two slices. So I'm going to take two slices of aubergine and I'm going to put them straight on the griddle. Now, the thing with cooking on a griddle is the pan needs to be really hot. Don't put any oil or fat, butter or anything like that on there because it will just burn and go straight up there. But as soon as it's nice and hot, lay it on the griddle, and I should also have in one of these drawers, here we go, a pair of tongs. What will happen is after about 30 seconds, the aubergine will go from being 10 to 7 to 10 past 7 to 10 to 6. You'll see what I mean. Or 10 to 5, I should say. Like that. Again, another 30 seconds, and the heat from the griddle pan is going to give those aubergines a really nice lattice. So I'll show you what I mean. That's 1, 2. To be honest, I'd want a bit more of a lattice, so I'm going to leave these on for a bit longer for the other side, and we're going to cook those maybe for a minute. It just depends on how hot the griddle pan is, so we'll come back to those in a sec when they're perfectly cooked. Now, if I turn these over, as you can see, it's actually a perfect griddle mark. I'm really happy with those two. The reason I put them on a rack is so that the steam doesn't just make them go all soggy. The red pepper's now been in the bowl for long enough that I can start to just take off. These quite hot. If you can use those latex gloves, you may find the job a little bit easier. And now what I'm going to do is just pinch this skin off so that we have perfect flesh from our red pepper. So the red peppers are now nicely peeled, and we got rid of the outer skin and the seeds, and I'm just going to take the two aubergines. I'm going to put a little bit, look, there's still a little bit of skin in there, and seed, so just make sure you get all of that out. But the red pepper then goes onto the aubergine, like so. Now make sure the rocket you used has been washed. I'm just going to put a few dabs of goat's cheese in there. You don't have to have that much. And then a little bit of rocket, like that, and then just roll up with somewhere on here. Here we go. I've got 2 toothpicks, and what I want to do is just flash these through the oven, not for long, for maybe about 2 minutes, so that the goat's cheese goes really nice and melted. So that's going to be the next phase of the operation. A little bit of olive oil. Those go in the oven for probably about 30 seconds to a minute, as I said, really just to get the cheese going. And then what we'll do is finish this dish off by plating up. So I'm going to take the aubergines out the oven. As I said, I just wanted to get them nice and melty, just to add to the flavour. Stick those on like that. Somewhere along here, I've got some of that balsamic glaze that you can get from supermarkets. It does add to the flavour, and I think just makes the dish look even prettier. But a little bit of that on, some olive oil, maybe a touch of black pepper, and there you have what I think is a lovely vegetarian dish: griddled aubergine stuffed with red pepper, goat's cheese and rocket.